Hi, my name is Bob Taylor, and I'm your host today for this segment of OurVentura TV. I'm here today with my guest, Kevin Clarici. Kevin represents Ventura Art Walk. Hi Kevin, how are you today?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about Ventura Art Walk? I know all the cities are into their art thing, but this is something unique. I've never heard about it.
Well, it's great. In fact, it's one of Ventura's traditions. It's been around since probably 1994, so we're going on to maybe our 22nd, 23rd year now. What makes it so special is that we are able to celebrate probably over 700 artists in our community.
Wow.
Ventura's got a long history of having a real cultural community, and it's our annual celebration of our thriving arts, side of our community. It's now 2 days. In the past, actually, it used to be operated by the city. In fact, their organizer was a city employee. Due to some budget cuts, it's actually transitioned, and now the Art Walk is run by an all-volunteer steering committee. I'm just one member of that. I think we have over 20 individuals. So it's really neat because we all come from different backgrounds, and we all bring our own, sort of specialty to it.
And the nonprofit part of it makes it a little bit more passionate.
Yeah, it does. I certainly think that it's neat to work on an event that supports others in the community and kind of supports all of our working artists, and I think that's what makes, Ventura authentic compared to other places. This year, we're really working on expanding some of our offerings. It's in the third weekend of July. This year's dates are July 18th and 19th. It's always a 2-day celebration. On Saturday, we go from noon to 8 p.m., and on Sunday, we go from noon to 5. It's free, it's open to the community, and it's really sort of dispersed throughout different traditional gallery spaces that are in downtown and on Ventura's west end, as well as we use these wonderful storage containers that we place in between the galleries because it's a free self-guided walking tour. Now we actually also provide free shuttles to move people around, but we use sort of the breadcrumbs approach where we want people, visitors, art walk goers, to kind of hit all the different venues. We have about 25 different brick and mortar venues, and then we have another 15 of these wonderful storage containers that get placed throughout the route.
So this isn't just in a couple blocks area of Ventura?
Correct. It's probably about an 8-block radius if you add everything in, connecting everything.
So it is a 2-day event for somebody that wants to see it all.
Absolutely.
It's not just going in for a couple hours, checking it out, and leaving.
You can. I think to fully immerse yourself in all of it, it probably would take a full day or the 2 days. Most people, like to do part of it, Saturday and then come back Sunday and hit maybe a part they didn't see. And of course, among those, roughly 50 different venues, we've got over 700 artists. So a lot of people love to walk around, see all the diverse, forms of art. Maybe Saturday is their viewing day, and then they go back Sunday and maybe they purchase some items that they fell in love with the day before. Right. But the beauty of our work is it's got so many different components. It's evolved. In fact, what we've added now is on Saturday we actually have live performances in Mission Park.
Which a lot of people don't even look at as being part of the arts. They think of art, they think either of a caricature or the Getty.
Sure. Maybe a one-dimensional object, and we're really trying to expand into 3-dimensional and live performances. And now our Mission Park is across the street from the Mission, and it's actually right next to the Museum of Ventura County, which is one of the venues that you can tour. So it's great, it really works well. And we're going to have live performances probably from 6 p.m. to as late as 10 p.m. And a lot of these, we're working with two wonderful entities, Ventura College and a lot of their theater programs, which they've got a diverse group in there, as well as the Rubicon Theater Company is coming on board this year, and we're actually looking at probably sort of like a Shakespeare in the Park kind of theme that's going to be presented. So that's going to be kind of neat, plus some live concerts as well. So.
Well, it seems like if you'd almost have to see it from beginning to end. It's kind of like, it sounds to me like going to the Getty and checking out one building.
We treat it that way. We try and make it a full day experience. And the beauty of it is you're able to kind of go at your own pace. And I guess the similarity, like with the Getty, is they have different segments that you can, see photography, you can see sculpture. Same thing with Artwalk. We, in fact, two of the wonderful studios that are on the tour include sculptural studios. That's got incredible work in there if you're into stone sculptors. On the other end, we've got other sides that have professional painters, as well as some wonderful potters and ceramists as well. So it's a whole range of different art. Another other new wrinkle, if you don't mind me,
Throw it in
talking
there.
about is it's always been, we've had the Saturday, Sunday. This year, in a new partnership with the city, in City Hall, which is this grand, historic structure, we're actually going to have a special collectors gala preview event on Friday night. And the beauty of this is it's going to give us a chance to open up City Hall to all of our guests. You'll also, all of the sort of featured artists from the different places will have an opportunity to present a curated show inside City Hall, so they'll have a chance to show off one of their works to kind of give you a, sort of a tease, if you will, of what you're going to see over the next 2 days. Artwalk has two things. We traditionally have what we call our Artist of Distinction, which is a nomination. It's nominated by the community, and then we select the featured artist. And this year we're actually expanding it because we're going to have a global offering. We have two wonderful artists that are going to be coming here from Cuba.
So you bring them in from all
we
over the world.
This is a new wrinkle, but it is. We're really excited about this, and this came out of sort of a long-standing relationship of a wonderful photography professor at Ventura College, a gentleman named William Bill Hendricks. He's been going to Cuba for many, many years, taking students, different projects, and has developed a really wonderful relationship there. And we had a group that went and sort of fell in love with a wonderful artist, a gentleman named Pedro Palito, and he's going to be our global artist this year. Another gentleman, Victor Pina, is also coming, and he's an expert on Hemingway, who, I don't know if you knew, lived many of his years in Cuba, and so he's coming as well. So both of them are going to be here for a month, for the entire month of July. Pedro's going to actually lead classes, but he's also collaborating with some local artists to create a permanent mural. That's going to be downtown. It's on the side of a building.
Oh, that is great.
And there'll be an opportunity where the public can come and see it being painted, see it being created. He's working with some local school children as well, so that'll happen in July. He's a renowned stone sculptor, so he's actually going to have some of his own art on display during Artwalk, and he's going to be available for people to get to know him. So we're really excited about that. But kind of coming back to the Friday night event, we wanted a special sort of preview party so we can honor him. We can thank all our community sponsors that really help put Artwalk on. We really couldn't do it without them.
Those are the kind of things that keep us alive and keep us going. And right near the end, we'll give you a chance to mention your website, phone numbers,
Please.
and all of that way to get a hold of you. Okay, now I have a few questions. Now, it sounds to me like a real family thing.
Yes.
Because you have the music and quite a bit of diversity there. But what about little kids? Can they do anything? And I don't mean little babies that you're going to be carrying around, but if I'm dragging around my 5-year-old, are they going to enjoy it other than what I'm telling them that I'm enjoying?
It's a great question, and I would like to say yes. First of all, the exposure they're going to get to so many forms of art, I think it's great at all age. But you're absolutely right. We will have a couple venues where we'll be tailored towards young children, and we'll probably have some hands-on projects that they'll be able to participate in. Some of that, because we're still early in the year, is going to be, we're going to formulate the final details. Right. But absolutely, you hit it on the head where we try and make it as family friendly as possible. From 5 to 95, we want the whole community to come out and enjoy it, and so we try and have different offerings, for each of them.
And so you try to get all the arts. Do you have things like poetry readings or that kind of thing?
We will have a full schedule of events. In fact, this is a great time to plug the website. It's ArtwalkVentura.org. Again,
that sounds easy enough.
ArtwalkVentura.org, and it will have a full schedule of events. And it'll feature everything from poetry to ceramics. And the best way is to really go to the website and get the schedule events, because again, the way it functions, where you have all these traditional galleries, and then you have these storage containers converted into mini art galleries. Each one of them has the ability to kind of offer something, and that'll be displayed on the schedule. Kind of a lot of stuff's going to be happening at the same time, so you'll have a chance to kind of pick your own, create your own schedule that you want to follow if you have a particular interest in one kind of art or another.
So these furniture containers, an artist have their own gallery in there. Will they be painting in there, or how do they?
The way it works, they have that option. They sponsor a container, and then they get to curate it in their own way. And these, they're 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall, 16 feet deep. And so in the past, we've had, 2 or 3 artists in one. We've also had one artist take over one. If I've seen it where then they put their art on display. I have seen some making art, but typically there's, we get over 30,000 people over the weekend. So there's just so much interaction.
It's got to be quite the logistics.
Well, it's just there's so much human interaction that they probably don't really have time to paint because they're answering questions.
Okay, so it is all interactive with the artists that are there.
Very interactive. In fact, it's required they have to be there the entire time, just because.
So it's a pretty big commitment.
It is.
For them.
I mean, just because we don't, if someone comes and sees artwork, we want to make sure that the artist is there to be able to talk about it and best describe it. And if they're fortunate enough to do a sale, then it's neat for them to be to be able to handle the sale. We wouldn't handle that for them. So
right. So everybody's independent if it's kind of a sell thing. And I've seen lots of artists with take things like that they'd never sell to start with, and have other things at their gallery, that type of thing. All right. So 30,000 people on the weekend. It's got to be a logistical nightmare. Where's everybody parked? You say you have a shuttle. Does it?
We do both. I mean, because it's dispersed kind of from the downtown core, the historic downtown core, as well as the West End. Not everyone goes to one place, so you've got quite a few blocks. I mean, we obviously have the parking structures that we encourage people to use, all the surface parking. I mean, we have over 3,500 spaces downtown. So the parking isn't so much of an issue, but the shuttle works just really well if you're not up for walking the entire route. Particularly, if you have someone who is not as comfortable doing that, the shuttle works great because you can hop on here and take it to the other.
Also, it's kind of an internal shuttle.
It is. I apologize. So that's really great. It really flows the entire route, the whole circuit, and we'll have I think 5 or 6, maybe 7 designated destinations where you can get on and off. But it's intentionally done through the route and just to help people move around.
So you can start wherever you want to and just walk till you're done.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about the walk back. You just jump on that shuttle and get back to wherever you're going.
That's true.
All right, now we have about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Some major important things that you want people to know. We definitely want to mention Ventura, Artwalk Ventura, right?
ArtwalkVentura.org, and you can go there for updates. That's the best way to reach us. Actually, you can contact us through there. So artwalkventura.org. I do want to throw one final plug quickly is we do have a neat sort of fundraising arm, and we work with a local nonprofit, and we have what's called the Bowl Hop. And this way you can actually purchase a bowl, and the funds from that go to support a nonprofit that supports homeless individuals.
Right.
And you get to keep the bowl as part of it. And actually, as part of that, you get a sort of a checklist or a punch card that allows you to go into different restaurants and actually get a sample of food.
So your bowl.
It's while you're out walking, you can also get the bowl and do the bowl hop at the same time.
So it's the restaurants that are around in that A-block area that support that.
Correct.
Oh, that is a really good deal. They rinse out your bowl for you at all?
It's more symbolic. You don't actually eat out of your bowl just because county health wouldn't let you, but they give you your own sample bowl. But you get to keep it. It's a beautiful handmade bowl. They're all unique. So
you can come for breakfast and just hang out all day.
That's true. So you can go on artwalkventura.org and learn about all the different components. We encourage people to do that, and it's sort of consistently updated. It has a breakdown of all the different venues and the storage containers and which artists are going to be inside. We also have 2 information tables up during the event, so you can go there as well and learn everything you need to get a full schedule as well as a full list of the artists.
And so the whole city of Ventura is part of this. I mean, you get all the local sponsors, and then you get even the municipalities.
It is. We found in the last few years it's really broadened. I mean, we draw people from all over the county and even up from LA County, Santa Barbara County, and even the artists are from all over the county. So.
Okay, now just at a guess, and I know this is all different, and you're not going to be able to tell me exactly, how many volunteers does it take to run this?
Well, our steering committee is probably 20 plus, but then on the day of we get extra. So it's got to be over 25, 30 volunteers that really make it work. So.
Right. And then the rest are volunteers themselves or the artists, those kind of things, people coming in. Thank you, Kevin.
Great, my pleasure.
Great interview. Thank you very much. My name is Bob Taylor. You've been watching OurVentura TV, and I've been here today with my guest, Kevin from Ventura Artwork.